As their dining rooms remain closed in many parts of the country, restaurants are more reliant than ever on a handful of delivery apps to stay afloat. But while convenient for consumers, those services come with big fees for restaurants that have now caught the eye of regulators. It's a consequential time for an industry we reported on just a few months back when we profiled Grubhub and the humble beginnings of the company that helped revolutionize delivery. 4 months later, it looks like more change is on the table. Brook Silva Braga reports.
Okay, with everything on it?
This was White Maze in January, a bustling Venezuelan spot in Brooklyn, New York. Now, like so many restaurants, they've stacked tables in a corner and waited for takeout business that hasn't quite come. So owner Kathy Valera counts on delivery.
Right now it's maybe 80% of the sales.
80.
80.
That has given new importance to the delivery apps she's been using for years.
You've got three of these things.
Yes.
All different apps.
All different apps.
A few months ago, she told us the apps, especially Grubhub, had helped save her restaurant by dramatically increasing sales.
That's why I'm in love with all the type of apps that we have.
Love has become dependence. And with so much of her business now coming through the apps, paying a 20% commission to Grubhub doesn't seem like such a great deal anymore.
We pay too much in commissions.
The feeling is widely shared. Washington, D.C., Seattle, and San Francisco have all capped the commissions delivery apps can charge during the pandemic at 15%. Many restaurants had been paying twice that.
That's a high cost to any small restaurant.
Last week, City Councilman Francisco Moya passed a commission cap in New York City.
When you see something that sucks the blood out of anything, you call them leeches. And that is exactly what Grubhub is.
And how many people do you now have in this building?
Oh, we have probably 1,000.
Grubhub's rise, love it or hate it, starts with Matt Maloney, the co-founder and current CEO. This past winter, he walked us through Chicago, where it all began.
I would circle the streets and go to every restaurant.
You're just going door to door?
Yeah, and take their paper menus.
Grubhub.com, at least a version of it for part of Chicago, went live way back in 2004.
It was like a repository for menus that delivered to you that was dynamic based on where you were.
Customers found that ordering on an app was easier than a phone call.
Okay,
Restaurants learned the app was where to find customers, but at a price.
Some restaurants say that they describe it as a necessary evil. They say, I have to be on these platforms because there's business there, but I already have thin margins, and now they're shrunk to almost nothing.
On our platform, it's incremental for the restaurants. The majority of the orders are incremental. We see that when they come on the platform, their orders skyrocket. Sometimes.
Incremental means otherwise they wouldn't have this business.
Yeah, they wouldn't have the business. Look, you have consumers that are on the platforms looking for food. They're not walking down the street.
Online food ordering proved to be such a compelling idea, billions of dollars of venture capital investment have tried to topple Grubhub. DoorDash is now the biggest food ordering app. Uber Eats is a major player too. Now, Grubhub just wanted to be a kind of yellow pages for food, taking a fee to drum up business. But when competitors started making actual deliveries, Grubhub did that too. And it's led to massive financial losses for all of them.
Uber Eats lost over $450 million in Q4.
Amanda Clute is the editor-in-chief of Eater.com.
This whole thing isn't really sustainable. The restaurants are barely making money. The apps aren't making money. The consumers are getting an unrealistic expectation of this good that they are getting.
Is that the problem? We're happy to take these deliveries, but it's just not a business.
I don't think it's a great business. Venture capital is paying for it right now, but the consumer does not understand the real cost of it.
The cost may be getting too great for the apps. Uber is reportedly in talks to buy Grubhub, but when similar rumors swirled in January, Maloney knocked them down.
Are you open to a sale?
We're currently not in a process, and we have no intention of being in a process to sell the company.
So much has changed since Maloney gathered those menus in 2004.
And I'd stick it in my pocket and run to the next one.
Even hometown Chicago is considering regulating fees. In response, Grubhub wrote to the city council, this proposed cap will lower order volume to restaurants and raise costs to customers. But back in Brooklyn, Kathy Valera is anxiously awaiting New York's pandemic commission cap to be signed into law.
When? How?
So it could be as soon as next week.
I'm happy for that.
Do you know how much more money that'll mean for you?
Like 7,000, 8,000 a month?
That you'll pocket.
Of course. It's gonna be for me.
No wonder you're smiling.
I'm just happy. There's a good news.
At least for now, that may be the hardest thing to deliver. For CBS This Morning Saturday, Brook Silva Braga, New York.
It's tough there, right, Michelle? I mean, 20% is a lot, so we'll see what happens.
But for the consumer, my son being one of them, it is the only way he eats right now. And I'm telling you, not even in my kitchen or my refrigerator does he go.